Dear students, now we are in Unit 3 from session number 16 onwards, wherein we study poetry. In Unit 3, we have 4 poems to study, and this is the first one, uh, John Donne's Death Be Not Proud. So, John Donne is an English poet who lived in the end of 16th and 17th century. He is considered to be the founder of metaphysical school of poetry that experimented in form and style. They made some experiments in writing poems with style and form. In the sense, the metaphysical poets used far-fetched imagery, conceits, comparison between two dissimilar things, startling beginning, etc. These are the characteristics of metaphysical school of poetry. As the term says, metaphysical, meta is beyond and physical is this world, physical world. They compare and consider the things which are beyond this world. That's how they use very far-fetched imagery and conceits and compare two dissimilar things. And their poems also are marked by shocking beginnings. Poets who belong to this school are, of course, John Donne is the leader, and then George Herbert, Richard Crashaw, Henry Vaughan, and Andrew Marvell. John Donne, now he has written satires, elegies, love poems, metaphysical poems, and so on. Consider his works. Songs and Sonnets is a collection of poems which deal with, which has the theme love. They were written from 1590s until 1617. There is another collection of poems titled Holy Sonnets and Other Religious Lyrics, published in 1615. And the present poem, Death Be Not Proud, is taken from his collection of poems with the title Holy Sonnets. And another collection, Anniversaries, was published in 1611 and 12. This collection of poems, Holy Sonnets, which is also called Divine Meditations or Divine Sonnets, is a series of 19 devotional poems published posthumously after his death in 1633 in the first edition of Songs and Sonnets. These poems are innovative in their rhythm, imagery, and they constitute a forceful, immediate, personal, and passionate examination of Donne's love for God, depicting his doubts, fears, and sense of spiritual unworthiness. These are some of his famous sonnets and poems. That is, Thou hast made me, I am a little world, at the round earth's imagined corners. If poisonous minerals, death be not proud, batter my heart, show me, dear Christ, and so on. Most of his poems are highly personal, such as Holy Sonnet 17, an elegy on Donne's wife who died in 1617. So his poems have these following themes. They are divine love, belief in God, death, life, religion, and so on. As all of you know the form of sonnet. It is a 14-line poem in which a single idea runs through. In this sonnet, John Donne has combined the Shakespearean and Petrarchan style. So in a sonnet there can be two types. Petrarchan style has two parts in a sonnet, that is 8 line first part and then 6 line second part. But Shakespearean sonnets have 3 quatrains, 4 lines each into 3, and then finally a couplet, 2 line. The division of the sonnet reflects the Shakespearean structure, whereas the rhyme scheme shows the structure of Petrarchan sonnet. So in this sense, Donne's sonnet Death Be Not Proud is a mixture of both the styles, Shakespearean as well as Petrarchan. Rhyme scheme is as given here: A B B A, A B B A, C D D C double E. So now let's consider reading this sonnet. Very different one in the sense that in this sonnet John Donne challenges the death. ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಸಾವು ಅಂದರೆ ಭಯ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ರಿ? ನನಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋರು ಭಾಳ ವಿರಳ. ದೇವರಿಗೆ ಹೆದರದೇ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ, ಬಟ್ ಸಾವಿಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಹೆದರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇಂಥ ಒಂದು ಪವರ್ಫುಲ್ ಡೆತ್ ಅಂತ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಡೆತ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಪವರ್ಫುಲ್. ಒಬ್ಬ ಪೊಯೆಟ್ ಹೇಳೋ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಡೆತ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಲೆವೆಲರ್. ಒಬ್ಬ ಪುವರ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಒಬ್ಬ ಕಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನೂ ಒಂದೇ ಲೆವೆಲ್ಗೆ ತರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಯಾರು ಅಂದರೆ ಡೆತ್. ಇಂಥ ಒಂದು ಡೆತ್ತನ್ನೇ, ಸಾವನ್ನೇ ಚಾಲೆಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಜಾನ್ ಡನ್ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಾನೆಟಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ದ ಪೋಯಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಒನ್. ಹಿ ಪರ್ಸಾನಿಫೈಸ್ ಡೆತ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸಾನೆಟ್. ಡೆತ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು, ಸಾವು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ರೀತಿಲಿ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಜಾನ್ ಡನ್ ಅವರು. ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸಾನೆಟ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್. Death, be not proud, though some have called thee mighty and dreadful, for thou art not so. For those whom you think you does overthrow, die not, poor death, nor yet can you kill me. From rest and sleep, which but thy pictures be, much pleasure then from you much more must flow. And soonest our best men with you do go, rest of their bones and souls delivery. You are slave to fate, chance, kings and desperate men, and does with poison, war and sickness dwell, and poppy or charms can make us sleep as well, and better than your stroke. Why swell you then? One short sleep past, we wake eternally, and death shall be no more. Death, you shall die. Look at his courage. This is how John Donne challenges the death and finally declares, death, you will die. So in this sense, it is an experimentation to challenge death and proof death is actually powerless. It is only a short sleep. To recap what we discussed in today's session, John Donne is the pioneer, leader of metaphysical school of poetry in English Renaissance. He has produced elegies, love poems, satires, poems in metaphysical strain. His works, collection of poems, include songs and sonnets, then holy sonnets and anniversaries. His poems are characterized by innovation in style, form, imagery and so on, wherein he also expresses love for God depicting his doubts, fears, sense of spiritual unworthiness, and so on. The present poem, Death Be Not Proud, addresses death as though it is a person and challenges that death is not actually powerful. So with this, let us call it a day, and let's meet in next session. Thank you.